If I asked you to name the scariest predator in the ocean, you'd point at the shark. Rows of teeth, cold black eyes, 2,000 pounds of muscle, built for one job. But out in the open water, there's something that makes that same shark turn and swim away, something smaller, something slower, something that is right now smiling. Meet the ocean's actual apex predator, dolphin. And by the end of this, you'll never look at that smile the same way again. So here's where we're headed together. First, we'll unpack why we all got the shark so wrong. Then I want to introduce you to the dolphin properly, because there's a lot more going on behind that smile than you'd ever guess. We'll look at how a whole pod can stand up to a great white and actually win. And then we'll get to the part that honestly surprised me the most. By the time we're done, that word apex predator is going to mean something completely different to you. So come on, let's get into it. We think the shark runs the ocean. And honestly, it's not our fault. In 1975, a young director named Steven Spielberg pointed a camera at a malfunctioning animatronic shark nicknamed Bruce. The machine barely worked. It leaked, it rusted, it broke down constantly. But the movie it made terrified an entire generation out of the water. 50 years later, people still hesitate at the edge of the sea because of a fiberglass prop. And the fear feels justified until you look at the actual numbers. In an average year, sharks kill fewer than 10 people on the entire planet. Around 60 more get bitten and walk away. Compare that to the animals, the vending machines, the falling coconuts that kill more. The shark isn't the ocean serial killer. It's just the one we made a movie about. So if the shark isn't king, who is? To understand why a dolphin scares a shark, you have to stop thinking of dolphins as cute. Start thinking of them as one of the smartest hunters in the sea. There are around 38 species of them, and most are built for speed, hitting up to 35 kilometers an hour and launching 20 feet clear of the water. But speed isn't the scary part. Dolphins are mammals like us, which means they breathe air. But unlike us, breathing isn't automatic for them. Every single breath is a conscious decision. Think about that. If a dolphin ever fell fully asleep, it would simply forget to breathe and drown. So it never does. It shuts down one half of its brain at a time and keeps the other half wide awake, one eye closed, one eye open, all night long, which means a dolphin is never fully switched off. It is always on some level watching, and it doesn't just watch with its eyes. A dolphin sees with sound. It fires, clicks into the water and reads the echoes, building a 3D picture of everything around it. But here's the unsettling part. That sonar is precise enough to see inside you. Through skin, through muscle, down to your bones and organs, like a living ultrasound. So when a dolphin looks at a shark, it isn't just seeing a shark, it's reading a map of exactly where that shark is soft. Now, imagine that thing decides it doesn't like you because a single dolphin isn't the threat. The threat is that a dolphin is never single. They live in tight groups called pods, and they do everything together. They hunt together. They talk to each other constantly in clicks and whistles. They raise their young together. Now look at the shark. The great white is a loner, a solitary killer patrolling the dark by itself with no one coming to help. And that is the whole game. Because when a shark tries to pick off one dolphin, it isn't fighting one dolphin. A few clicks go out and the entire pod comes racing back to fight for their friend. The shark just tried to mug someone whose whole family showed up. But teamwork alone doesn't kill a great white. For that, dolphins get surgical. Look at how they're built. A shark's tail is vertical, powerful going forward, but slow to change direction. A dolphin's tail is horizontal, so it can twist, spin, and reverse in an instant. The shark is a truck. The dolphin is a sports car. And the dolphin knows exactly where the truck is weak. It aims for the gills, or the soft underbelly right over the liver. Then it accelerates and rams that shark at full speed with a hard, bony snout, a strike to the gills, and the shark can't breathe. A strike to the liver, and it ruptures. The dolphins take turns slamming the shark again and again until it's bleeding internally and sinking. This gentle, smiling mammal can beat a great white to death, and it knows it. Now, don't get the wrong idea. This isn't a one-sided war. Sharks do kill dolphins, especially the ones that get careless. When a dolphin buries its snout in the seabed to hunt, it goes blind and vulnerable for a moment. That's when a shark strikes. And a lone dolphin separated from the pod is a dolphin in real danger. So it's not that dolphins are invincible. It's that together they're untouchable. The bond is the weapon. And if you think all of this is just theory, look at what's happening off South Africa right now. Near Cape Town, 2 orcas, the largest dolphins on Earth, nicknamed Port and Starboard, have been hunting great white sharks. Not fighting them, hunting them. They flip the sharks over, open them up with surgical precision, and take one thing, the liver. Everything else they leave behind. And the sharks have learned their lesson. False Bay was once one of the most famous great white hotspots on the planet. After those 2 orcas showed up, the great whites vanished. An entire population of apex predators fled an entire coastline because 2 dolphins developed a taste for their livers. And here's the part that flips this whole story. That same bond, sometimes they pointed at us. There are documented cases of dolphin pods forming a ring around human swimmers and divers, holding off circling sharks until the danger passed. They've guided drowning people back to the surface. In 2004, off a beach in New Zealand, 4 lifeguards were swimming when a pod of dolphins suddenly surrounded them. The dolphins packed them together and circled tighter and tighter and wouldn't let them leave. The swimmers were confused, even a little scared, until one of them spotted it. A great white shark gliding just beyond the ring of dolphins. For 40 minutes, that pod refused to break formation, keeping the shark out until it finally gave up and left. Nobody trained them to do that. They just did. For thousands of years, the dolphin has genuinely been our best friend in the water. The smile isn't a trick. It's real. But here's the thing we have to be honest about. Friendly and harmless were never quite the same thing. A dolphin isn't a cuddly cartoon. It's a big, powerful, wild animal that chooses to be gentle with us. And every so often when someone takes that choice away, the same animal turns. In 1994, off the coast of Brazil, a lone dolphin named Tiao started visiting a beach. People loved him, but some wouldn't leave him alone. They tried to ride him, grab him, shove things into his blowhole. One day, 2 men who'd been drinking went out to harass him again. Tiao headbutted them so hard he broke one man's ribs. The other man, Joao Paulo Moreira, took the worst of it. He died from the internal injuries days later. The friendliest animal in the sea had killed a person. And remember, the largest dolphin on Earth is the orca. One captive orca named Tilikum was involved in the deaths of 3 people across his life. A trainer at a marine park in Canada, a man who snuck into his tank at night, and in 2010, his SeaWorld trainer in front of a live audience. These animals are rarely aggressive toward us, but they are not toys. And when we forget that, they remind us. So let's go back to the beginning. We crowned the shark king of the ocean because it had the most teeth, but being the scariest thing to humans was never the same as ruling the sea. The real apex predator doesn't win with size. It wins with a brain that never fully sleeps, a family that always comes back, and the exact knowledge of where to strike. So the next time you picture the deadliest thing in the ocean, don't picture the teeth. Picture the smile, because it's smarter than you think. And it already knows you're watching. If that rewired how you see the ocean, subscribe, because the next one's even stranger.